Right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I'm going to be doing the houseplant tour today, this morning, and I'm just going to show you all of my houseplants, like the full collection. I'm pretty sure I should be able to get everything in, and yeah, I'll do it quickly because it looks like there's a storm coming, so the lighting is not going to be like this for very long. So quickly to start off, I'll show you a few things that are like in curious places that I've pulled out to show, as opposed to just showing you where they stay. So the first thing I wanted to show you guys is my Sansevieria moonshine, and this has grown absolutely massive. I don't know if you guys may remember, but when I first got it, it had like a severe root problem. There is a video about it. I'll try to do that little link thing up here or that side, to link you to that video if you wanted to check it out. But since I've transplanted it, it is doing really well, and all those lighter coloured leaves are the newest ones, and you can see it's just looking amazing. It's massive, really big. So that is like just one of the little spotlights I wanted to quickly do. And also I'll show you my philodendron imperial red quickly. Now this has put out a new leaf here. It's not like super red, but I've heard that they kind of vary in colour, and it could be a few reasons as to why, but I do like the colour. It's just not as red as I kind of would have liked, but he has got a few burnt spots on his leaves. So I did have this under my grow light, my Mars Hydro grow light, and it got the burnt spots. It may not have been because of the grow light. It may have, like, I don't know what conditions they were it was kept in before it got sent to me, but yeah, you can see like the edges are a little bit burnt, but now that I've moved it to like away from the grow light, it seems to be doing really nicely. So yeah, there's a new leaf there, and then there's a new leaf coming up just in here. Right, so first off here we have my Scindapsus Enjoy. This is still looking rather tragic. It's just got a lot of burnt leaves. I'm waiting for the new growth to come in, because the new growth is coming through quite nice, and I'm gonna probably propagate the ends and keep the ends, and then try to kind of redo the entire thing. I'd like to, but he's doing okay, he's looking alright. And then in here we have my Syngoniums. These are the Syngonium Pixie and then the Syngonium Neon Robusta, and I keep them, these pots don't have holes in the bottom, so they're not sat in water, but I keep the water tray in the bottom to keep the humidity up in there. So, and they seem to be doing pretty well in there, similarly to this Neon Robusta as well. I've got water in the bottom, and it's just to keep the humidity up, so the actual white pot itself doesn't have a hole in, so it's not sat in water. And there is Acorn in there, if it'll focus. You can just see like his legs, yeah. And then coming up here I have my oh, there's me, hi. I have my newest Alocasia. This is my Alocasia Poly, and it has so far put out this new leaf and this new leaf here. You can see it's really glossy where it's like the newest leaf, and then it has lost maybe, I think, 3 leaves. 3 of the smaller leaves, like about that size, have dropped off, which I was kind of expecting, and to be honest I was expecting it to be doing a lot worse than it is. This leaf has got some burning, but that's just, I had it too close to the propagator light. So, but he's doing really nice, and he looks pretty good in that that pot. I just plonked his nursery pot in there, but it fits really nicely, so I thought I'd leave it in there for a bit. And then moving over here I have my Ficus elastica. This, I don't know if it's the Tineki or it's Dusty, that's what it is. I don't know what exact cultivar it is, but it's doing okay. Like the new leaves, as you guys know, came through burnt, and they just, oh, that one looks like really weird. But like, I'm just leaving it. I could potentially cut it off there to get rid of these 2 leaves, but I'll leave it, let him do his thing for a while, and just see how I like it. Here I've got my Syngonium Tri-leaf. Everything is really dusty, but he's doing alright. He's rooted in that water pot there, with some Scindapsus pictus. Then I've got my Scindapsus here Trebi and my Scindapsus argyreus. which are doing really nicely. The new leaves, as I mentioned when I first got them, are coming through damaged, but this one's not too terrible, but you can see the damage there. But those leaves are just beautiful, and I've just got them. They're still in the nursery pots. I'm just gonna give them a little bit. I do need to transplant them, but I don't really have pots for them yet, so they're doing fine. They're all right in there. Here was a Syngonium. This I really like the colour of this one, so I picked it up. It was only like £2 roughly. But as soon as I got it home and transplanted it, I noticed it had root rot, like terrible root rot. Yeah, but he's not looking very nice, and he's got all these white marks on him. I don't think that must have been from previously, because it looks like watermarks, but I'm not sure. But he looks a bit messy. Then I've got this one Scindapsus leaf, which is curled up because it needs watering, but that was a cutting and it rooted. I did have a few in here. That was the only one that rooted in the soil, and the rest I stuck in that water to root them, using water instead. But yeah, he needs watering. And then here we've got one of the chlorophytums that Nick gave me, and at the moment it's looking a little bit, he's taken a bit of time to kind of get used to his new pot and stuff, so he's looking a little bit worse for wear at the moment, but he did dry out just a little bit too much, so I've watered him and he should pick up perfectly fine. And then just here I have my Dusty again, my ZZ Raven, one of my ZZ Ravens. He's looking really nice in that pot, and yeah, he's taking his time to kind of put out any new growth, but they are very slow growing anyway. But that colour is just lovely. Right, and then moving over here, I have my Philodendron Birkin, which has just opened a new leaf. The new leaf has come through a little bit crinkled, but it's come through with such lovely like coloration on there. A lot more white in that leaf as opposed to the leaf prior, and this is the variegated leaf that hasn't come, like no more variegation has come through as of yet, but I'm hoping some more will come through, so that's really interesting. And then just here I have a Calathea Macchiana, I believe it's called, and this one died down all the way to the soil, and I stuck it in this pot and he's growing back quite nicely. He's a little bit burnt around some of his edges, but he's doing alright. He's looking relatively okay. In here I have loads of Black ZZ leaves. These have all rooted, so I give them a tug and they are solid in there. So I've heard they take a very long time to actually grow, so that is annoying. Stay still. So I don't expect to see anything from them for a while. Here I have some Sarracenia seedlings. This is Sarracenia alata black tube cross alata black tube, so just like cross self. And these are, God, I think over a year old now. I planted them on the 10th of January 2020. Oh, okay, not even a year old yet. Okay, so they're doing really nicely. So these are Lepismium bolivianum, and they're starting to put on some new growth now, so I'm really happy about that because I really love the look of these. And then we've got this little guy which hasn't put on any new growth yet, and he's a little bit wrinkled, but I watered him yesterday, so he should pick up. These are my Cephalotus leaf pullings, which a few of them don't look too promising, but a lot of them have stayed nice and green, so hopefully they should start putting on some growth very soon. And I've just spotted like what looks like a scale on that leaf, so I'll get that in a minute. That's the only problem with putting stuff out in a greenhouse. They just are open to every pest that there is. But that is the shelf here. You can see me, hi, and how messy my room is, but that's one of my main desktops that has a lot of my plants on. And then just coming down here is where my begonias are at the moment. They aren't normally here, they're normally over there under the grow light. I've turned the grow light off and this is just a mess at the moment, but I'm going to be sorting this all today. So here we've got my beautiful, really big begonia Griffin, and he's put on some lovely new growth. As always, he's looking really good. Then I've got the Kathy Boswell, is it? Kathy Boswell? Connie Boswell, sorry. Doing really nicely. And then here we have the Begonia Marmaduke, which is looking good. He's put on a couple of new leaves, quite slow growing, but I'm keeping him on the drier side. He seems to like it on the drier side. And then the Curly Fireflush is finally looking like it's healthy again. The leaves have really opened up nicely. Now you can see the red there, that is so pretty. The baby leaf in there did kind of die off because it was just too wet for too long, because I left the little casing on that guy, which I regret. I should have taken that off because it's really restricting his root growth, and that was why the soil was so wet for so long. Then here I have my little begonia, listada, and if you look closely, the growth pattern on this at the moment is very questionable. I believe this is what they call proliferation. You can see there that the stem is growing very odd, and the center, the growing tip there, is just literally bursting. So that one's going to be an interesting one when it puts on more growth, but at the moment he's looking, I mean, he's still healthy, he's still doing his thing, but he's just not looking that good. And then my Begonia Pollux is doing really nicely. He's got some new leaves coming in, and yeah, hopefully his new leaves will have a bit more shape. It looks like that new leaf coming in is going to be a bit more maple leaf shaped, which is what they are supposed to look like. So that's all of those guys in there. They're doing really well. Just these begonias are taking a little while to kind of get going. And then here, these have been in the grow tent, but I've taken these out just for a day or two, just to kind of keep an eye on them. I don't have the cultivar names of these ones, but they are looking spectacular. The colour, sorry that my hand is shaking, the colour of that leaf is amazing, and then the underside is just incredible as well. So he's looking really good. I'm probably going to put these into smaller pots, because a lot of them, like this one's starting to grow back as well, but I don't know if this one's going to grow back necessarily. So I may repot these. I may just leave them a little longer actually, just to be sure. But this one definitely only has one growing point, and he's getting his colour and he's looking pretty good. Again, that is it looks very similar to the Begonia Etna, I believe. It didn't come with names, so yeah, that's that one. So I've just pulled it out so you can see it a bit better, but this is the Sansevieria Silver Flame, and he's doing really good. He's also dusty. I need to get these out in the garden and spray them down, but he's doing really well, and his new growth is coming through really, really big and healthy. And then in the corner there, I have my seedlings, which I won't show just yet because they are half germinated and half not germinated. Around the corner there, sorry about this angle, is my Sansevieria obesa, I believe it's called Sansevieria. I'm sure it's like obesa or something of that description. And then that jar is currently empty, and this is a mess, but I'll show you everything anyway. So starting off, in these tubs are propagations. Let me bring him up on my lap. This is loads of Droceras in there. These are Bonatas, and they are all growing very quickly. They're just going to stay in there for a little bit longer. And then we have these ones, which are Filiformis. They're all the same. I'll open one to show you. This one is Drosera Filiformis in there, just propagating. So they're all the same. Actually, this one looks really good, so I'll show you this one. Now this one is a mix of quite a few Droceras. So in here we have Drosera Adelaise, Drosera Bonata. These are the regular Bonata. And then we have in here some Drosera rotundifolia there, Adelaide, and then Bonatas, and more. That one and that one are rotundifolia, but they're looking really good. They are going to need transplanting very soon, but I'm kind of keeping the lid on there and trying to ignore them for a little longer because I'm not ready to transplant them yet. Right, and here I have my Hoya polynura cutting, and you can see the roots have gone absolutely insane, and he's got two baby leaves come in, and it looks like they're doing really well. So they look healthy, and I'm so glad he's growing, and just like the roots are insane. He's really loving this mix of orchid bark and sphagnum moss. There's nothing else in there, just orchid bark, sphagnum moss. The orchid bark came with those little terracotta pieces, so yeah, I'm really pleased with that. He's doing really well. Right, and then down here as well we have the philodendron micans. They have not picked up as quickly as I would have liked. A lot of the cuttings there have grown a lot of new leaves, but I'm sorry about all this mess. It's just I'm clearing this whole area today. That's why I kind of haven't cleared in between. So they're doing okay, and then here we have, if I just pick this up, oh god, no. Right, so here we have some cuttings or leaf pullings of Pinguicula cyclosecta, and they're finally starting to grow. They've taken a long time to grow these ones, but they're finally starting to grow, so that's really cool. And then I believe that was everything there. And then I have here one of my Sansevierias. This is Sansevieria cylindrica starfish, the starfish Sansevieria. He needs watering. I haven't transplanted him yet. I've been meaning to do it for a long time. Right, and then we have in my propagators, these are the begonia leaf cuttings that I was gifted, or I did a plant swap with Emma from Emma Greenwood, and they are finally starting to grow. So you can see the little baby leaves coming up, and under here and here. These ones these rooted the quickest and have put on quite a lot of new growth, but I'm just leaving them in here until I am ready to take them out. And then under here there's no growth on that one just yet, but he's still nice and healthy, nice and rigid, so I'm sure he's going to be just fine. And then in this propagator, you guys have seen this in a previous video, all of the cuttings that were gifted, plant trade with Emma, everything is doing so well. Oh, I did actually, these ones here, these are my Hoya Crimson Princess, which I just took some cuttings of the other day and added them in here because everything is really doing well. This Scindapsus did get a little bit burnt because it dried out and then burnt without me realizing, but he's picked up now and he's gonna be fine. Is there anything notable to say? Move this leaf out of the way. I mean, the prayer plant here, the Maranta, is growing really nicely. He's got a new leaf coming up through there. Oh, and this Begonia maculata is doing really well. So all three of those lighter leaves are brand new. So he's loving life in there, which is really good. Any more notable? The Hoya australis Lisa, these are the two new leaves that you guys saw, and they are growing really quickly. What else we got going on in here? The Waitii is he's slowly growing. Oops, he's got his little shoot coming up in there. I don't know if you can just see that, but he's growing really slowly. And these are the new crinkle leaves, and it's really interesting because they're still not crinkled yet, so it'll be interesting to see when they do start to get the shape. There's something on my finger. Yeah, so that's everything in there. If you guys want to see a closer look at each plant, then you'll be able to see it in my other video. But with the verrucosum, the philodendron verrucosum, it has like not been struggling, but I did have to put it into pure sphagnum moss because it just the leaf kept wilting, and now it's like that is the least wilted it's been in a long time. So fingers crossed he'll start rooting, because I did take it out and it hadn't rooted yet. So fingers crossed that guy picks up and starts rooting, because he does have his new leaf like coming in, but that hasn't grown at all in a very long time. Right, and here I have my dendrobium. The pseudobulbs have gone a little bit wrinkled, because I did leave it a little bit long without watering it, but he's looking really healthy. No sign of flowering just yet. The leaves are all looking really good. No dead ends. My dog is sniffing. Stink. Oh my god. But yeah, he's doing really well. He's doing nice. Got a lot of new growth coming in. But just no flowers. So I'm waiting to see some flowers. There's a bit of perlite in there. I don't know how that got there. Right, and over here we have my Aloe somaliensis. He's doing really well. My little Euphorbia obesa. This lighting, I don't know, is really picking it up very well. One of my Christmas aloes there. Christmas? Carol. Aloe Christmas Carol, or something to that effect. Then I've got my pink blush. My pink blush, which is very, very slowly growing. And then a propagation box here with a lot of little bits and pieces, crassulas, all that sort of Echeveria, that sort of thing. Then my bird of paradise, which I don't actually know the Latin name of at the moment, is still really not doing anything. It's looked the same all year, and he's just unsure of himself. And then I've got one of my euphorbias here. He's not put on any new growth, looking the same, but I do really like those pebbles in the pot like that. It looks really good. Then moving over, I've got the sedums here. These are what was it called? Something, a firestorm sedum? I believe that was it. And that's finally starting to grow some nice compact growth on the ends there. Just over here, we have my seed grown cacti, which have blown up. They've got huge and they're looking really, really good. All of them in there. So I love those so much, and I'm really happy with how they're doing. And then here I have a lot of, excuse the mess behind. I have a lot of smaller plants here. So I've got one of my crassulas there. These two crassulas here, the larger one and the smaller one here, and the Christmas cactus were gifts from Holly, one of my good friends. And then I have here a Haworthia, which I'm going to need to move these guys closer because you can't really see them. He's not really grown much at all, and this side has got like very sun stressed, but like he does look nice. I don't know, he's just never looked any different, to be honest. So he's not like my favourite, but he doesn't cause me any fuss, and like I do like looking at it sometimes. Right, this is one of my favourite cacti that I own. This was a gift from a friend a long time ago, and it was like a lot smaller than this a couple of weeks ago, and then I watered it, and then suddenly like it doubled in size, where obviously I've just not been watering it enough, and it needs a little bit more than I've been giving it. But he looks so healthy. So I love that one, and I've stuck that little amethyst gem in there just because I thought it looked really sweet. Let's put him over the back where he was. Right, what else we got? This was the Echeveria that I chopped up, and it's now growing so many little new growth points. So I'm keeping hold of it. Hopefully in about a year's time he'll look really good. And then here I have a lovely looking Echeveria. Did I call it a Haworthia? No, I didn't, did I? No. Echeveria here, which I've really been enjoying recently. It is the one that has the purple on the underside. I don't know how well you can see that. But he's like doubled in size this year. He's looking really good, and I love that pot as well. So yeah, he's doing alright. These are all just little bits that like kind of don't really grow, but they just like chill. This is my Crassula. You guys may remember I got this from that mystery houseplant unboxing, which was super exciting. I actually would love to do that again. And he's growing incredibly, and that one there is actually a propagation of him. So there you can see him a bit better. So I just took one of these leaves off. That is the original leaf off of here. Stuck him in the soil, and this has grown in about 6 or 7 months. So it's quite slow growing, but well, maybe maybe a bit more than that, like maybe like 8 or 9 months. I'm not sure, I can't remember, but he's doing really well. And then here I have my silver squirrels. These, what's the name of these? I wrote it on here, but it looks like it's actually, lebda something. No, it's rubbed off. No, I can't remember the name. The common name is like silver squirrel or something like that. So I'm not sure if I like. Well, I do like it. It looks very tropical, and he always kills off half his leaves at a time. But he doesn't require too much water, and he's just chilling. He hasn't really done much. He hasn't flowered. He's grown a lot of new leaves though, so he's doing really well in that sense. Then I have my soap plant here, which is it called graptosedum or something of that description. But he's doing alright. I'm actually going to be propagating the leaves and then getting rid of the main plant, because I want it to be a lot more like the end here. If you just took that section off, that's what I want. I don't want a huge leggy specimen. But that needs watering and looking after. It looks really, I love the colour though. I love the colour and the shape of the leaves, but as a whole, that one is looking just a bit messy. This video is very messy, to be honest. And then here I have my begonia leaf propagations, which are finally, there's one leaf here that's actually put in a lot of colour, and it's looking really, really good. So that's very promising, and because of how well they did, I took a load more. So they're just in there chilling. And then here we have just some little more cuttings that I took of the Watches Chains Crassula, I believe. And then here I have this is my Pinguicula Weezer. That was my original one. You can see he's caught a little fly here. And I've kept that one indoors all year, and it's not doing well. I mean, it's done well in the sense that it's turned into about 5 plants, but he's never put on much colour, and I mean, it looks really, I love that plant. I'm never gonna talk bad about it. So there's a quick overview of everything. I don't know if I missed anything. I don't think I did, but I'm feeling a bit scatty today, so please ignore if I've missed anything, or just remind me, and don't ask about that guy. he's in the bad corner. He's been there for over a year. I haven't watered it in over a year, and it's actually still alive, and I reckon if I water that, it will quadruple in size because he'll just absorb it all. Right, and this corner here is the newest addition to my plant area, I suppose. Let me just sit down. So I have my Mars Hydro grow light up here. I've put it up here instead of it being in the grow tent, just because the grow tent was kind of in the way, and I just decided this definitely would be better. So yeah, this is my Mars Hydro grow light, and it's doing really well. Everything seems to be enjoying it. I do have bad news with this begonia here. This was my begonia sea urchin, and I loved this one so much, and I was so excited for it to grow, and then all of a sudden, bang, it just dropped all its leaves. It wasn't underwatered, it wasn't overwatered. I just don't know, and I've kind of got into that mindset where I'm I want to ignore it and pretend it didn't happen, so we ain't going to talk about it any more than that. And then I have my begonia black fang, which also is not doing amazing. It looks nice, but it's just growing so slow. But the colours on it are lovely. And then my Hoya pubicalyx is looking really good, and he's gotten 2 new leaves here, which are almost as black as the ZZ Raven. Actually, they're blacker. Well, they're a tiny bit burgundy, but look at the colours of those leaves together. Definitely, oh, that's beautiful. The colour of that, I did not expect those to come through that colour, so it was a really nice surprise to see. And he's got quite a lot of new leaves. And then my other ZZ Raven is doing really well. It was really interesting because the way that they turn from the green to black is that they go really speckly. And at first I was thinking, oh no, that looks like spider mites. But no, he's perfectly healthy, but he just goes very speckly, like. And I thought that was really interesting. And then over here, what else do we have? We have my my Ripsalis, the two ones that I showed you in my recent video. They're doing really well. Oops. And then I have one of my aloes there that was a gift from Nick, and he's doing quite well. He's taken a while to kind of get established in there, and I'm still figuring out how much water he likes. And then over the back there I have one of my Crasulas, my favourite one, which I've kind of not watered in a while, and he's really spread himself out. Like, his leaves have really relaxed. They're not wilting, I mean they're relaxed in the sense that he's growing less upright and more outward. And then I have that planter there, which is looking really nice. Got that, I believe that's an astrophytum, it may not be. And the watch has changed, the original watch has changed. And then that other, like, scallop plant, I can't remember the name of it at the moment. Here's one of my beautiful Sansevieras. This is the Trifasciata. And then the cotyledons here, which is the variegated bear's paws. Two types of variegation in there, so they're looking really good. The Euphorbia obesa, did I already say that? I can't remember. And then I've got one of my epiphyllums here, which is doing really good, just the same really. And then my Echeveria, which is looking lovely in that pot. I really love the colour on that one. And then here I have some propagations which have grown too big for this container. So there's the other Ripsalis leaves that I was telling you guys about. They need to come out of here, but they've rooted in there now. These are some salvias. These are I'm propagating these to send off to someone, and they're actually trying to flower in here, which is no good. But if they survive, which, well, I mean, they've put on all this new growth because they've rooted really well. I'm just hoping they survive the transition. Then I have my Scindapsus argyreus in there, and then a couple of little propagations of other bits and bobs. So that's looking good. Is that everything? I think that's everything from this area. But it's just such a nice little corner having, because this was kind of a wasted corner. Well, it wasn't wasted, I had like a load of my shoes here. But it's looking a lot better with the plants there. And then my main Scindapsus, I'll just move it quickly. Here is looking really good again. Obviously you guys saw this in my top 5 plants of September, so I just love that one so much, and I love that pot so much as well. Right, and then finally these are my hanging plants. This is my Peperomia angulata, and he's flowering and he's constant. Like I water this once a month maximum, and I give it such a small amount of water at a time, and he seems to absolutely love it. So that's him. I have my Hoya polynura here, which is looking really good. He's put on some new leaves. Those two are new. He did start growing in the center there, but unfortunately that stem just started to die. I don't really know why. Got some new leaves coming in here, and there were some more. Yeah, there's more new leaves under here. So he's doing good. I don't think he likes the cold from the window, so I may need to move it, but for now he's doing all right. And then I have here my my Hoya Crimson Princess, and again doing lovely, some lovely coloration in the leaves. And yeah, that one's doing really well, and it's just bloody massive. Some really nice coloration on that new leaf there as well. So that one's doing really good. And there's a quick look at my little corner. And I need to get a couple more hanging. Well, I don't need to get more. Maybe I can just hang a couple of my plants up here instead of buying new ones. I'll just add in here. Sorry, the sound is going to be really bad because it's in my bathroom. But I also have this chlorophytum here that was given to me from Nick, which is doing really nice, looking really good. I pulled out a few of his dead leaves in there because he dropped a few, but I'm made sure I propagate in him because he's looking really well. He's doing really well in here. And then here I have one of my ferns. This, I don't remember the name. I think it's like kangaroo foot fern or something like that. But he's doing really well. And then my main begonia that you guys have seen several times. This is where I keep him. So this is probably the amount of light he gets every day, and that's it. So yeah, just quickly thought I'd show you those guys. Right, so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. Everything is doing pretty good, I guess. Let me know what your favourite was, and let me know if there's any little tips or tricks you would like to give me regarding any of the plants I have shown you guys today. I'm always open to learn new information, obviously, and definitely let me know if there's anything you want like a closer look on or look at, or if there's if there's a plant that you'd like a specific video on, or like me explaining how I look after it or what soil I use, that sort of thing. Then definitely leave a request in the comments section, and I will definitely do that, because at the moment I've kind of not been too sure on what to record video wise, or what to show off. So if you have any requests, definitely leave that in the comments. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I really appreciate all your support, and I'll see you guys in my next video.